How do you stay so relevant and the same?
I don't know what you mean by same, but I like to be relevant. Many people, I think, getting sucked into this pit, which is called worry, stress. I have nothing of that. I can only transfer positivity. And that I love doing because look at the colors I'm wearing. Why do we analyze or do we have to study somebody? Everyone is themselves. They are such beautiful people. I'm so lucky to be in a space where nothing touches me. First, I didn't know what was Down syndrome. I didn't know that there was such a thing called a child with challenges. Even though everyone gave up on her, there was not a single person in this universe who came up to me and said, yes, you have done something good to produce this child. It was always your karmic account or your sins. So I thought to myself, why don't they change this language? But I tell you something, you're touching their lives was not the point. They touched you. The time when they needed you most, you were like the laughter in their lives.
Absolutely.
This is what I tell people, that they're not people. They're souls.
Yes.
And they're the purest souls in the world, where they have come in to clean this world up.
Testing. Testing. One, two.
U.S. Treasury's too tired.
Thank you.
Today with us, I have one of my favorite person in the whole world, Mrs. Surekha Ramachandran, President of the Down Syndrome Federation of India. But that's not all. When she walks into a room, there is no way you can ignore her presence. Like, she makes heads turn and she makes you laugh until your stomach hurts. Welcome to This Is Me.
Perfect. Perfect. That's me.
That is you. I want to ask you something. From the time you've come here, you've just made all of us laugh and feel so good about ourselves. And you've seen different decades, different generations of people. How do you stay so relevant and the same?
I don't know what you mean by same, but I like to be relevant. The important thing in this world is that you spread fun, you spread joy. And I think people just wait for that moment when you'll walk in and take away whatever they've been thinking about. Because many people, I think, getting sucked into this pit, which is called worry, stress. I have nothing of that. And I know it. I can only transfer positively. And that I love doing because look at the colors I'm wearing. Thank you. And of course, you did suggest, but I even otherwise it would be in a positive color. Because I believe that aura comes with color and it comes with the way you look at people, not as it doesn't matter who you are. Just love them, embrace them. That's the way I am.
You give me goosebumps. There's a thing, who's a yellow in your life? You've been the yellow in my life.
Thank you.
You know, I feel like I met you when I was 20, just out of my teenage. And you were my first adult friend, like female friend. And I think you set the bar so high to what a female friend should be like in your life. And I know you have a lot of female friends who are very close to you. And I know how you lift all of us up all the time. But do you have doubts? Like, sometimes do you come up with self doubt on your own journey? And if you have, how did you deal with it?
You know something, Anisha, how can you doubt yourself and be positive? How can you doubt the world and be positive? You get up every morning, you look around you. There's so much to enjoy. It's not about having money. It's not about just be yourself and stop worrying about people. Stop worrying about anyone. So in my life, I've met everyone and everyone is my friend. I have never had somebody who said, Rekha or Rekha, I'm not comfortable in your space. Because that is what I want to make them comfortable. It could be that, yes, that might not have been a good day for me, but for them, it matters. So you take away all their stresses and you enjoy it. You take it onto yourself by just making them feel you're the best person.
That's great. How do you do it?
Because you are the best. I love you for that because you don't do things like which people normally do, body shaming, talking about how you look. It doesn't matter. I know that I have given that to you also.
Yeah.
And I think that was what we always talked about. Why do we analyze or do we have to study somebody? Everyone is themselves. They are such beautiful people. I think I'm so lucky to be in a space where nothing touches me. I'm just floating through this world, like because of who I brought into the world also.
Of course.
So coming to that, I mean, I have to tell you that my life changed because of one individual. Because I was also like the rest of the world. I was also analyzing till 25. We get into that little bit, where you are worrying about every small thing. Then I realized if people who have challenges can smile,
Mm.
we have no reason. Absolutely nothing. Just relax, be yourself, and you can transfer whatever you're feeling. The minute you have stress, you only give stress.
Mm.
You look at your own family members. Everybody will ask, what's your stress today? Why are you only stressed? Why didn't you ask me, what makes me happy today? What makes you tick today?
Mm.
You're smiling. Why are you smiling?
Because you are here. You said that one person changed your life. I know who it is. It's your daughter, Bubbly.
Yes.
Like, I know that I'm sure a million people have asked you this question a million times, but what were your thoughts? What were your feelings when you found out that she had Down syndrome?
Let me tell you one thing. First, I didn't know what was Down syndrome. I didn't know that there was such a thing called a child with challenges. I didn't even understand that people could be born with challenges.
Mm.
Everybody is born. Everybody has challenges.
Mm.
In my opinion, I have been through a world where I've seen a lot of challenges. I've seen people with everything perfect and still being challenged. So I never thought Bubbly was challenged. And even though everyone gave up on her, there was not a single person in this universe who came up to me and said, yes, you have done something good to produce this child. It was always your karmic account or your sins. So I thought to myself, why don't they change this language?
Mm.
So I started changing everything that was told to me negatively. Every parent who walked into my world was like, you've done the best. You don't know that this child is going to give you so much happiness.
Mm.
And that's what Bubbly has brought. Yes, she has a zillion challenges. She still has them. But with every challenge, she smiles. And she tells us, what are you all looking so sad about? Me who's carrying everything, and then everybody else gets upset about it. Come on, yeah. We have to learn to appreciate other people's lives with whatever they have. And that's what I have taken the fold of, like, the last experience I had was in Shillong. And Meghalaya is like population of not less than 4 per family. If you have less than 4, you're not considered part of the Meghalaya
Mm.
group. So the last family I met was 20 members in the family.
Wow.
She's had 20 children. She's 42. And I'm sitting there and thinking to myself, all right, she's smiling. So I said, where is the child who has apparently Down syndrome? She said, my son-in-law is carrying the child. Can you not see it? This was an eye-opener. So there are parts of this country which we have not touched. So I'm going back again only to tell them I love them.
Mm.
I just love them for smiling through. We are just acting as if the whole world is going to fall on us. Smile, make things so beautiful for yourself. Get up in the morning and keep thinking the grass is green. There was a shower burst this morning, and I got so excited. When I see rain, I get very excited because that's one thing that we are all starved for in this part of the world. And whenever I see rain, I just love it.
So
And
you basically count your blessings every day.
it's not even a blessing. It's the way. Why would you think of it as a blessing?
Hmm.
Everything, even what you think of as negative, is a blessing, isn't it? Convert it. Make it as super as you can, because if you start thinking of it as a negative thing, and that, he said this about me, that totally unnecessary. Share what you have. If you have a lot of wealth, give it away. You're carrying nothing with you. And that was what my dad taught me. He said, even the last sheet on you is gone. So what are you making so much money for?
Hmm.
So this is my advice to everybody who has one extra. Don't keep saving it for the day when you can spend it. You might not be there tomorrow morning. So today, spend it. And spend it so that it helps somebody else. And that's the way I look at the world.
That's beautiful. I mean, today, I think it's easier for you to connect with people because of social media and all of these things. But how challenging was it when you first started Down Syndrome Federation?
So let me tell you that we didn't have phones.
Mm.
Forget about social media. We didn't have a phone. We didn't have a website. Nothing. I mean, we were in a zero world. But that world taught us the beauty of today's world, right? I love it. I love social media. I post all the time and I love making reels. I'm getting excited about all of this. And yes, for our generation, this might not, why do people keep saying? I said, I just show them how happy we are. You could get older, you could be 90, but be happy. Be happy. And that's what we realized, that not having it didn't make a difference. It didn't make a difference. I'd walk the streets, I'd walk into hospitals, I'd walk into families trying to pick up, walking and understanding what are the difficulties. So it didn't need a social media. Even if it didn't come into the world, we were connecting. And that connection doesn't come only through social media. You need to be there at the right time, at the right place. And how do you do that? Like, I used to jump from here. We didn't have aircrafts like this. So I traveled 3 days by train to reach Punjab. But I would get into their families, sit with them, where they were cursing the daughters-in-law constantly. I would change the scenario till I got the smile from everyone in the family. I wouldn't get out.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and I did that. And I enjoyed doing that all through my life. I continue to do it. But today what we have done is we're connected India. So it's so much easier. You can talk to them. You can enjoy that space they are in. I just love my life. I just love it.
Yeah. I mean, I love that you don't give up, do you? You don't give up.
No.
Basically, you don't give up on anybody or anything. I remember this funny incident I wanted to talk about. Like I said, you set the bar so high for being a good female friend and for a good friend. And I remember I came to you, I was so broke at that time, and I was like, Auntie, I need some money to pay for this house, You were like, oh my God, I wish you had asked me a week before because I just spent on this surgery. And then I was like, okay, no worries, don't worry about it. And I went back home and you called me and I was like, ரெண்டு குத்து விளக்கு இருக்கு ரெண்டு வெள்ளி குத்து விளக்கு இருக்கு எடுத்துக்கோ போய் அதை பண்ண What? How do you do that?
Well, I always do that. I wear this today, not there tomorrow. I will be wearing an artificial one and my husband won't know. I'm wearing a 5-pound diamond ring because the original one is gone. Does it really matter? Tell me if it matters. That Kuttuvalaka, that God has understood that it's necessary somewhere else. So if you are going to hoard, which is what most people do, they're hoarding. They don't even know where they're holding it, man. So this is my world where today I'm wearing something, tomorrow it's not there. God doesn't want it. He will accept with it also, yeah. So what is the point of holding that when somebody is in dire need? Okay? You find out the necessity and how genuine people are. If they actually, I have had people who have taken me for a ride. I think I've told you this. And the money somehow will not be used for the child. Because God above is the one who's looking after. I believe that there is I don't know who this God is. I really don't know. I mean, I don't play like that. I know there's somebody who's protecting me through Bobby. So I know that she's coming to tell me, Mom, do the right thing. And I was always like that. If any of my friends were in dire need, anyone in the world asks for it, I will transfer it just now in 5 minutes. I have never asked questions. Because if they are trying to do it without a reason, that's theirs. Okay, you have to live with it. I mean, my point is, if you have a conscience,
Yeah.
fantastic. But then I'm like that.
Have you always been like this? What were your childhood
I
days?
didn't have to pee. But I'm always like that. What I don't have, I don't have. I even have one cooler. I had one small money box, which I saved 205 rupees, and my dad made me break it to give it to the electrician. So hit me. That is only in the box. This 205 rupees is paying for that electrician's child's education. Look at the necessity, and my dad told me, what was that money? I cried so much today because it was all 5 paisa, 10 paisa. But he said, it is used for them. So he taught me that what you have kept is only kept. Give it away. And that was the best thing my dad taught me. As growing up, he said, you make 5 rupees, give away 4, keep 1, because you have to eat. But otherwise, you don't need, what do you need it for? Thank you for making me invest in the dress.
You're welcome. It looks great
Love
on you. I love you too. What is your favorite thing about being a woman?
By being a woman? Just being a woman. Because I don't think a man can ever be us. They don't look at it like that. There are lots of generous people. There are definitely people I've met who, but they don't think of it without conditions.
Mm.
See, unconditional giving, just without even expectations, is what you should do in your life. That's where you have that core education that my dad gave me, as raising a child with no money. He had no money, but he used to tell me, even if you had 10 books, give it away. It's useful for somebody else. That's how I believe in it. And being a woman, I think it's because I'm beautiful.
Mm.
That's what it is.
Of course.
Men can never be beautiful.
That's true. That's true. But like, in India, not just in India, everywhere, there are rules about what a good woman is like.
Who's a good woman?
That's what I'm saying.
Please, can you please be more explicit in good? Define good.
There is no way I can do it because I'm not a good woman.
No, that's what you think. I think you're the best.
I know. I don't know. What I mean is, according to the society or like according to the patriarchy.
One more thing. Whose society?
Hmm.
It's you and me. That's more so. I'm in a space where I feel wanted. That's my society. Those who don't will move out of it automatically we get out of those spaces, don't you?
Mm.
If somebody is not wanting us, they can move away. I'm not moving. But my point is there is no good, bad. Let's not classify human beings.
Mm.
We are all beings who have been born. And look at the value of your life. What is it you can offer? And being a woman or not being a woman or being a man, what can you offer? Give it and be happy about it. Whether it is your words, through, reaching out to human beings. Anybody puts on my 35 WhatsApp groups that today I'm feeling a little stressed. I'll call them up and say, talk.
Mm.
He said, why are you interested? Good question. I said, because I have taken the role of listening. So just tell me, and if I can make it easier for you, I will try. So they start crying because nobody wants to hear another person. And especially when you are in that low mood, how many people touch you?
Yeah.
Whereas if you're happy and you've got everything with you, people will reach out to you. But that's the way the world is.
Yeah.
And that is what parents that the song Kuch To Log Kahenge. Society is going to say something about us, our children, everything that is in that fold. But my point is, don't let it affect you. It does affect.
Yeah.
It does affect, and it pulls them down. And when they go into that abysmal pit, for me to bring them out, it takes a long time.
I mean, you brought me out of a pit.
Yeah.
What is that reaction?
No, because I mean, these are found pits. I know there is a pit, but I will jump into it. And that's what I tell children, and I tell everybody, try. You will find a lot of pits, but when you are in that pit and you're not comfortable with the pit, get out. Don't say, I'll try again. No. Once you have been bitten, once you have been stung out of it, get out.
I remember, I think, when I first started coming to DSFI, I feel like now I don't remember that period of my life. I feel like everything outside of Down Syndrome Federation of India, I don't remember. Because I think I was going through such a tough time with so much pain every day. But the only thing that kept me going when I look back are the kids. And all these kids were my age, but I still call them kids. Yeah. And I feel like they genuinely brought me back to life. And I remember I used to come to you, cry to you, and laugh, and you'll be angry at me. And I remember this one thing that you told me, you were like, how are you any different than Bubbly? She has different abilities, you have different abilities. Both of you have challenges, so you're both the same to me. And that really stuck with me through my life. And every time I do something like, I'm not even joking, every time I'm about to do something good in life, somehow there will be a child with Down syndrome in the airport, in the rail. Like, I'm getting goosebumps when I say this, in the airport, in the railway station, anywhere. And recently I saw this, I don't know if it is true or if it is just AI generated rumor, but it's Japan is working towards erasing kids with Down syndrome. And I don't know, I didn't know how to react to it because a part of me felt like they were kind of erasing a part of me almost, because I've spent 10 years being with these people. But then there was also a question of how do the parents feel about this?
Well, let me tell you this. When this started, it started in Iceland where they have eradicated Down syndrome. Okay, so any child that they are scanning or screening and it comes out with even this one iota of any disability, it is terminated. At the UN, I spoke about it. They gave me 90 minutes to talk, like seconds to talk about it. And I was so violent and I said, if you are not going to stop this. So science will this particular thing that is happening in Japan has started when Bobby was born.
Oh my God.
So for 45 years, they've been doing this eradication and snipping off. It's called the snipping of the extra chromosome. Never happened. It will never happen.
It's
Because the ratio that happened when Bobby was born, 1 in 800, continues. And it is not India. It's worldwide. And Japan can keep doing it. Let's see how better they ever. Because when I talk to all the leading genetic people, they laugh. They say, we have been in this field for so many years, we have been trying it, and it's not feasible. So Japan can score some marks on it. They let them remain where they are. It'll never happen.
I'm honestly happy to.
But I tell you something, your touching their lives was not the point. They touched you.
Absolutely. 100%.
So what happens is, anyone, I'm making a movie now, and the people who are in the production, wherever they have seen a child with Down syndrome, everybody around them will be Down syndrome. They got off at the airport, and this boy came running, took their cart, and was wheeling them out of the airport. They couldn't believe it. That why would a boy with Down syndrome come when we are going on a mission to take a movie with Down syndrome? Like you said, they will pop up everywhere.
Yeah.
It is because you were so involved in their lives. They wiped your tears. You did nothing for them. Sorry?
True.
Nothing. You were the time when they needed you most. You were like the laughter in their lives.
Absolutely.
They just touched you. I still remember the boys thinking that you're the best thing in the world.
Yes.
They would touch your hair, and I keep telling you, you're creating other things and problems for me. But this is what happens. Everyone who walks in, changed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And this is what I tell people, that they are not people, they're souls.
Yes.
And they're the purest souls in the world, where they have come in to clean this world up. And wherever there's unhappiness, they'll spread happiness. Even with whatever they go through. And they don't even care that they're Down syndrome. They don't care.
Yeah.
None of them, I don't think they'll ever have said, again. They will tell you their house problems.
Yes.
I remember when
Jayanti has told she'll find me a great man to marry. Mani has given me unlimited number of kisses. I feel like the more time you spend with them, like you said, you really understand that it's not they who need you, it's you who need them. And I genuinely, what you said is right. I don't feel like I did anything for them, and if they were not there in my life at that point, I don't know if I could have come out of that pit we were talking about.
That's why we drew you in.
True.
You don't even find good people. And you're a good boy. Yeah. You asked me the definition of good. You are too straight to be anywhere with any person. So I don't think you fit the bill. See, what happens is that everybody has other expectations, and you might not meet the expectations. So it's for you to be in that, get married and live. I don't think it's ever going to happen with you. I'm giving your future. You will always have a partner. You will find a partner. But it is your choice, and I keep telling you that you have to make the choices in your life. I made the choice, I'm talking 50 years ago, when there was nothing called love marriages. And that too from the north and south.
Yeah.
And no letters, no postcards. I used to write full stamp letters to him. I've written 400 letters. Yeah. And no phone calls. You had to make lightning calls if you have to reach the person.
Wow.
And that was 3 times the rate of what my father would have killed me.
Okay, I'll move on to the next question. What is your routine like?
I do Down syndrome. I wake up, I sing, everything is about the next minutes that I have to plan, whether it's for my daughter or I'm planning for the conferences. Every week, and I'm in one place where I'm helping. So I take one Saturday flight where I go in the morning, I come back in the evening. So it's a planning process where I'm trying to educate doctors, parents, and empowering the entire community that what you have to do to safeguard your child is not say, can I put them off into a care home? Can somebody look after him after I'm dead? Create the community. That's what Humsafar did.
Mm.
So Humsafar idea was that we are all traveling together. Nobody else will understand your child. So I've already created a community which I've given a list of people, about 25 people who will look after Bubbly after my time. So I'm very safe. I could be crossing the road and die. Still very safe. So these are the things. It's not putting a trust fund. So my life begins with educating people by telling them only people will help your child. It is only a community of caregivers who should be there at different levels to understand what is your child like. Educate them now, and not put away a crore in the trust and say that it's going to help. How will it help? They won't know. They won't be able to use it. And how will I trust? They all say, how do you trust the family members? There's a word called trust. If you don't trust, how do you survive? So trust. You're already dead and gone. So what does it matter? How about you can't be monitoring things from upstairs? No? This is what I tell my husband every day. You have to trust. So what we leave behind for Bubbly is in a trust fund. She will get it because she's quite demanding. Teach your child to also know what is the best for them and educate them that yes, this is your house, this is yours, it's beautiful. They are so brilliant. I know how they are.
Yeah, I've met. I mean, please. I remember she took me. She took me to the Mangada Amman temple one day.
You must have been on a severe low.
Yeah. I was actually. I was in fact. And then she said, on the way, she said she played Vishnu Sahasranam, and then she said, "Do you say this every day or no?" It almost felt like a message, like you should say it every day type of a message. And you know me, I don't believe in one God or whatever. So I was like, should I not? But I just took it as a message from God himself or herself. And I said, okay, Bubble, I'm going to do it every day. She's like, okay, I'm going to check on you and see if you're doing it. And then that's just chanting it every day saved me from going through one of the most challenging periods of my life. And I owe it to Bubble. And I remember when she took me to the temple, after the temple, she said, இதுக்குள்ள இந்த டைம்க்குள்ள நம்ம டெம்பிள் போயிட்டு வந்துடுறோம்னா இதுக்கப்புறம் பீச்சுக்கு போகணும். The same thing with Aarti. Whenever we used to travel, she used to be like, Mani enna, 8 மாத்திரை போட்டியா? So they used to be, like you said, they are demanding, but also I feel like there are people who we think are challenging or differently able, but I feel like there are people who know their self-worth very much.
Perfect. Listen, they're on a different level altogether.
Yeah.
They don't think that they are number one.
Yeah.
I am the best.
Yes.
And everybody else comes after me.
Yeah.
So I mean, who's looking after whom? Infant's sister was a person with Down syndrome. And she cared for him till the end. Nobody else touched him. Look at how beautiful life is when you read history, that they will always be the most beautiful people who were already facing so many challenges, who never realized that they were facing challenges.
Yeah.
Like today, if you ask Bubbly, on May 10th, what happened, Bubbly? She fell down in the hospital. She was wheeled into the, fell down in the hotel, wheeled into the hospital. Rahul asked her, did you have a very severe fall? How painful? She said, I never fell. What they do is called selective memory. Only the happy moments I remember. Why should I remember things and people who don't matter to me?
Wow.
Erase. Completely erase them. And I have that out. If somebody has not,
You remember all the things about me alone though.
all the good things.
Yeah, good things.
How we saved you from the pit and all that. My point is, all the good things that happen in your life have happened because of people hand-holding. See, that hand-holding is at the right moment. If you have one person who says, I'm standing by you, that's all you want, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I still remember your mother saying, is she going to come? I said, you leave it, I go to Bangalore, I pick her up and come. You don't even have to come. It is important to know that, yes, I can reach out. Why did you reach out to me otherwise? Think about it. Because there is that person who will take charge. always in life, no, there will be one person who he creates for us. And who the he. I don't know why I give that thing as he. No?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
let's change
conditioned.
it to she.
Yeah, she. It's conditioned. It's
I
conditioned.
think it's conditioned. We're all conditioned. No?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
Vishnu.
Yeah, yeah. But it could also be Lakshmi. It could also
But
be
we'll always, my daughter will only think that of them as the beholders of the universe. Because Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva.
But that's her belief.
It's her belief and she transfers it to us.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
my point is that when we talk about divine power, we always say the he. Let's change. Let's not talk this. We like to remember the good things that happened to us as children. Don't you remember the best times we went to the restaurants and the best?
Yeah.
Do we ever say that our father shouted at me? My father was drunk at that time. I don't think we ever say that. We never like to talk or belittle our parents at any
Yes.
point of time. Yes, there will be anger, but there will never be in public ever belittling. You might belittle the husband, but never the father. It's so funny, no?
Yeah.
So we, because all what we are is because of them. I'm writing a book now on caregiving because I want caregiving for caregivers.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's very important.
Because I myself, as a caregiver at this age, sometimes it can be tiring. It's not because of anything else. So either you have that community who looks after and gives the same care that you will be giving, which is what I'm trying to create. The whole life I've been hell-bent on creating communities where you can, in the same language, that's the most important thing. You're asking me this, no? So wherever I have gone, those persons with Down remember the good things about parents, friends, teachers. They never say. If they cry, there is a severe pain which somebody has hurt them, and nobody understands that they have the same emotions.
Yeah, of course.
They do have the same emotions. Otherwise, how will they get depression?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah.
So you have to be a little more careful in public in front of them. And I think we have had the best times or not. Like whenever I look at the dance scenes of the Papratumba Mahata.
Oh, so good.
It sort of, set that stage on fire, I think. Yeah, there were so many instances that
Yeah.
we've been through.
Yeah, you're right. Yes. Now that you lived a life, a full life, what are some
I
of
still
the
have a
things-
full
I
life.
know you do. I do. From the life you've lived so far, what are the things you should absolutely care about, and what are the things that you should absolutely not give a shit about?
Care about yourself. Just love yourself. The first person in the universe who you love is yourself. If you don't love yourself and if you don't care about yourself, whether it is food, whether it is your exercise, whether it's your fitness, whatever it is, be in the most comfortable place in every which way. Emotionally, financially, supportive care. Because I tell you one thing, if you don't love yourself, what love are you giving others? You can't transfer anything else. It's an artificial relationship. Second very important thing is that see how much love you get. You live, you grow on love. It's like something like every day you're watering the plant. So that makes you feel like, you're living a life which is so fulfilling. And you don't have to care about anything else. Money cannot buy that. It can buy you the best things. But that's materialistic. But you need to share that to make the world realize there is one person I can reach out.
And what are the things that you should not care about?
Everybody. Why would you? I don't know. I've never got that feeling in my life. Don't care about it. I don't know that. That has never entered my life. Don't care about. I care about everything. I care about. I'm an OCD person. If my books are not stacked correctly again, I'll do it. I care about. Of course, hygiene. I love my life. Let me put it this way. I don't want to get into what I don't care about or what people
So
care
you're
about.
saying you don't even have the energy to think about the things that you don't care
I
about.
don't even want to think.
Wow.
Why should I go into that space?
Hmm.
That's not me. I have never thought about anything in that thing because I don't even have a negative bone in my body. It's all about being positive.
I can attest to that. I can.
Sometimes I sit in front of the mirror and I'm smiling and my husband thinking, she's gone. She's gone. So leave her alone for about half an hour. Because it's so beautiful. This world is so beautiful. Life is so beautiful. You have everything you want. What more? Just be there in that moment.
I have a personal question to ask. How's your experience in learning pole?
Oh, that was the best day in my life. Not because of anything. When I put it up on, I think you put it up on Insta, everybody said, if she can, I can. I
Yeah.
said, I never said you can't.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Try everything once.
Yes.
Correct?
We have a couple of words that you have to. You can pick 3 words, and you have to tell me what you think about these words. Okay.
Money is the most important thing in the universe. Okay? If that's the first one, which you have also put first.
No. He said it to me.
Okay,
But
okay, don't put it on others.
Mm.
Your brain also works the same way. Money is necessary.
Mm.
How much? Depends on the individual. Okay? Now, what might seem like a lot of money to me when you say I have 200 crores might be nothing to another person. And for another person, they can't even know how many zeros. Like I won't even know what's 200 crores. So I'm just saying that's thing. What's fast? I don't like anything fast. I mean, I like things done at my pace, and I do it. It happens. But this fast thing is like I don't know whether the generation is fast. Time is I don't really know. Let's get to the next one. Why would I choose 3?
3?
You said choose all of them.
No. Any 3.
Why any 3?
It's up to you. You want to
I
talk
don't know.
about? Yes.
So okay, balance. Life is about a balance. Okay, it's a balance that you have to. Everything is like you're on a scale. Okay, so whether it's your time management, it's balancing your behavior. Anything has to be a balanced. You don't go getting drunk 7 days a week. That one day you'll always take off. Reason is there has to be a certain mental, physical balance. That's the only thing that keeps you actually restores you, brings you back to earth. I don't have a mask. I don't believe people should have a mask. Because if you're talking about masking or putting on an act or anything, which I don't know what the mask really, the meaning of it here, but if it's like putting on double face, I would kill the person. I don't like that at all. And I can see through people like that. You know it. You can't have a relationship for 10 years, 15 years if there was a mask.
Absolutely.
Okay, time is a perfectly beautiful thing. My clock is ticking now between 72 and 102.
Yes.
Yeah,
152.
I mean, that at 30, I have told everybody that. Whether you like my weightlifting guy, anybody, I have to be that 102, otherwise I'll come back and murder the guys.
Yes.
Time is very, very important. Time management. Let's get to the wealth management. I think wealth is a very, very crucial thing. Whether it is the way you keep it, spend it, earn it, you give it. So wealth is, see, when you say money, wealth is not just money. It is what I have earned in my lifetime. So when I die, I'm building a huge mandapam for myself, where I have every stage of my life will be on the wall with marble, which says, this is what I did between this time and this time.
I love that.
Reason is, I think people should realize and learn that everything you do should be marked by the way you are. You have left the wealth behind. It's not always money. Cringe. I never cringe. I don't know why people cringe at all. You make people cringe.
Do you? No.
No. I'm saying the word cringe, the meaning is
Yeah.
why would you cringe or make people cringe? That's very negative, and I don't like that word at all. A plan.
A plan.
A plan of what? I'm always planning. My life is about minute to minute planning so that I'm not wasting even a second. If 10 o'clock I'm out of the house, I'm here said I have to be home by 12:15. It's all okay. All planned. Like the phone, give it back to you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. I have one last question. The show is called This Is Me. It's not about me. It's actually about the guest. If you were to use 5
I'm not
words,
I'm your friend.
of course. If you were to use 5 words to describe This Is Me, you, what would they be?
Happy.
Huh?
Stable.
Mhm.
Content. Rich. Very rewarding.
I fully agree to all of those things. I just want to say thank you so much for everything you've done.
No, let me tell you this. I want to thank you guys because the minute you said he started it, it sort of, made me think how many years we've all been associated, how long we have all been in this journey together. And there's so much love.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes.
for your love.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing me on this.
I
show.
feel like the fact that we all used to work together. He still remembers his experience in Delhi with Manas,
Yes.
you know. So we were just talking about the other day. I said I feel like because we did that in our 20s, we were able to live a much more fulfilling, content, satisfying life in our 30s. It's like a lot
I'm
of the
so
things.
happy that we contributed so much to your life.
Absolutely,
Really?
100%.
Without realizing
Yeah,
the influence, because you were just like, okay, these people are there. It was, yeah, there is. We would identify you anywhere, but still, no, it's like a blur
yeah.
because it was like fleeting sessions of dance, music, and then, yes, happy, happy, hi, and still you can remember all those beautiful days and
100%. I feel like the fact that I even reached out to you via an email and then came to Matru Mandir and I was like, oh, I just want to come. And you're like, yeah, come. That's it. That's all it takes. So I feel like one of my takeaways, or I don't know if I can call this an advice, but if you're in your 20s, I think the best thing you can do is find an organization that works with people of different abilities, not just Down syndrome. Could be autism, could be anything at all. But like spend more time with them. I feel like you'll have a completely different perspective of what life should be like or is like.
that's when you appreciate the sun shining. Okay, the little raindrops,
Yes.
and you can see green everywhere.
Yes.
It's a beautiful life.
Yeah,
So-
and I used a lot of social media at the time to create awareness, and people used to be like, "Oh my God, you're so amazing for doing this," and I always felt so guilty about it because it doesn't make me amazing at all. I feel like this is basic human courtesy to care for those who need a little bit extra.
No.
But in even
Again, you're putting it wrong. It's about you're searching for them because you needed them.
exactly, that's what I mean.
I'm honestly telling you, people who come into our center, I know that we are offering them.
Yeah,
They have nothing. They will
Yeah.
come and they learn. They just want to come. I've always told people. In fact, I had a very big meeting with the UNICEF where one of the people over there was a pediatrician, and he stood up and said, "Oh, I need to take pictures because I have a larger following on Twitter than even Trump." So he took some pictures with us. And then when I went on the stage, I said, the first thing I object to is you're taking pictures. I don't care who you are. Because you think you're going to get brownie points. That's destruction of your life.
yeah,
You will never be a happy man because you've looked at it with a reason.
yes,
When you walked into Matru Mandir, you didn't know what you were walking into. Honestly, that's why I say come. Because you can hear grief. And you know that this person
support, yes,
That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, I always tell everybody, you are doing nothing for our children. You want to teach them something, you take home something.
yes, true. That's what I meant to say. That, me posting on social media was not to say that, oh, look at me, I'm doing these amazing things with these human beings. It's more like they changed my life. Like, if you want your life changed, please just come and do these things. And I just,
But it's the most beautiful world to be in.
yeah,
And I'm so blessed to have her. Honestly, every morning I thank the universe and I thank God for this particular thing that happened. Because I think I was empowered to be able to deal with it. That's
Yes.
all I can say.
yeah,
Because many people might not have looked at it the way I looked at it.
yeah,
And thanks to no social media, we were just without any information and she was a child.
yes, that is beautiful.
And that's what they are.
Yeah,
They're
of course. Yes, they're just like anybody else. In fact, special. Thank you so much for doing the podcast with us.
Thank you.
It really makes me happy because I know that you have so many nice things to teach the world, things that I have learned from you, whether it's leadership qualities or whether it's caring for everyone with utmost generosity. So many things. Like I said, you're one of my best friends ever, and I'm so blessed to have you in my life. And I'm just so happy that you're here and we can have this conversation.
Love you.
Thank you for coming.
And yes, and one little change in your line. You were one of mine. We are still best friends.
Yes, of course. Yes,
I
of
love
course.
you.
You will always be. You will always be.
God bless you.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you so much.
Testing. Testing. 1, 2.
U.S. Treasury took tires.
But you